Hello everyone, good evening. Am I audible?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Fine, so everyone came, I think. So, shall we start? Give me a minute, okay? So, let me share my screen and please confirm if it is visible, okay? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine then. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any doubt, if anyone have any doubts.
I just want to ask one question that can you
Hmm.
just explain me cold HDD that volume types in volume times?
Okay, sure.
Hmm.
Okay, I will explain that.
Okay.
Anyone else have any doubts? Okay, no doubts, I think, right? So, okay, fine. Just could you please give me 1 minute? Sorry, guys. Okay, so you were like you had doubt here, right? In cold HDD.
Yes.
So here, EBS volume type we have two, as we already have discussed, SSD and HDD. So SSD, is it clear?
Yes. Yes.
See, in SSD, like SSD volume will use only if we want to use root volume, right? So
Right.
basically, for the operating systems and for the softwares, we'll use this SSD. And in case of software, what are the things we'll calculate? Like how many requests we are getting and how many like how much respond we are getting, right? Like the speed of getting requests and all, right? I have stopped it then also. Okay. So, the request of getting how many inputs the software is taking and how many outputs is giving per seconds, that will generally calculate, and that matters if you will use, like if you in case of softwares and in case of operating systems and all. So in that case, we'll always use SSD means because we need more IOPS. Okay, because in case of software we need more IOPS. HDD, this hard disk drive, we have two types, as we already have said, right? It will provide you more throughputs as compared to SSD. Okay, but here also in HDD also we have two categories. One is the throughput optimized and one is the cold HDD. Okay, so basically throughput optimized, it will provide you the more throughput. And like, do you know what is throughput, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here, if you want more throughputs, like high throughput, in that case, you can go with this throughput optimized. Okay. But if you want general throughputs, just like in EBS general purpose SSD, we are getting only the general IOPS, right? As we already have discussed here in this general IOPS, we were getting this 16,000 IOPS we got, and then throughput we got 250. But in case of HDD, the data is not written here, but we will get a general throughputs here. IOPS will be not there with the HDD, but we will get we will get a balance like general throughputs, which is needed, which is required for storing your normal data size. Okay, like if you are storing your data, in that case you can 1 minute. Let me do one thing. If I will set do not disturb, that is also the problematic things. It's okay, fine. Okay, so this is like you will get a normal throughputs and you will not get a like you will not get that much IOPS, and basically in cold HDD will use for storing the normal datas. Okay, throughput optimized will use if you are going to store a high like huge data, if you want to store there, like if you have a data of huge size, right? So in that case you will go with this throughput optimized.
For
Fine.
general purpose, we will be using that cold HDD, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. So, anyone else have any doubts? Let me log into my AWS account first. It's very slow today. I don't know why. So I think the issues with only with this, with my network. Fine. So yesterday we have seen that how we can create an EC2 instance with the EBS volume that will if we want to keep independent from EC2 instance, then we need to turn off that termination things for the EBS volume, right? Those things we have discussed, and if you want, I will repeat it once. Like I'll give you the summary once. Okay. So anyone have any type like any doubts there, or shall I continue with the new topic, like the next topics? Fine. So let's launch one EC2 instance, and here we will see, we will go with this like EBS volume with termination. I will let you know here how we can attach the EBS volume with my EC2 instance, right? So I think these things I didn't explain. Have I covered that things? Please let me know. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, have I covered that things? Anyone remember? Uh, did I tell you that how to attach your EBS volume with your EC2 instance?
No,
Um,
No.
just
Okay.
discuss the EBS volume, nothing like attaching it.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let's create one EC2 instance, and here what we will do, we will create let's take the no preference for the availability zone. Fine, and then here my EBS volume is there. If you will click on advanced, you can do here if you want to, if you don't want to delete this particular EBS volume while termination of EC2 instance, you can keep it no. Okay, but let's keep it yes only. We don't need this CBS volume to keep here. Okay, so if you want to encrypt the volume of this, you have to click on encrypt, and KMS is the key using which you will be able to decrypt decrypt your particular volume data. Okay, so we will discuss about the KMS later. So this is the things you have to specify it here, and then click on launch instance. For me only it's working very slow, or only the AWS have this problem. Okay, so now I have created one EC2 instance. As you know that these EC2 instances going to use EBS volume as a root volume. So if this is your EBS volume, okay, and this has been attached with your, it is in use, and it has been attached with this particular EC2 instance, that is demo. Okay, if you want to check, it's the demo. Fine. So now let's try to delete it if you want to delete. Okay, so you will be not able to delete it. Why? Because this is the root volume of your EC2 instance. You can't delete your root volume. You know that you can't remove your hard disk from your laptop, right? Why? Because in that particular hard disk, you have installed your operating systems and all. So this is the root volume. You cannot delete this. So basically, if you want any, just assume that now it is only 8 GB of data, like 8 GB of storage is there, right? What if you want to add more storage, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can create a volumes, and here I'm creating a volume. You can take this general purpose one, or else you can take this cold HDD. I'm taking this magnetic standard. Okay, so I'm taking this 10 GB of more. I want more 10 GB storage. So in that case, I will select this. And now here you have to select the availability zone. My EC2 instance is available in AP South 1B. So I'm selecting it. As I told that EBS volume is, it's a availability zone specific service, right? So you have to select the availability zone where your instance is available. Okay, so basically I have selected it. If you want to encrypt it, you have to encrypt. Otherwise, just click on create volume. So now if you will see here, your one volume has been created with the 10 GB of data. As it's a magnetic one, IOPS is not applicable and throughputs is also not applicable. Okay. So basically if you will see here, it has been created in this availability zone, right? And it is available. Now, if you want to attach this particular EBS volume with your like with your instance, what you will do, go to the actions and click on this attach volume. Here you can give the instance, okay, and which instance you want to attach, and then you have to select the device name. This is the particular like data volumes inside this particular directory. You will get this particular volumes, like whatever you will store inside this particular SDB directory, right? Those will use that time those data will use this particular storage. Okay, so basically here we are going to, just like you will have multiple drives here, like C drive, D drive, E drive, like that, right? So it is like that same only. Okay, if you will go to the dev SDB, it's this particular EBS volume which I have created just now. Okay, so you can click on attach volume. So now this volume is attached. Okay, so if you will connect with this instance, you can go with that particular, it was the path was SDB something, right? I just, here we can check the path, dev SDB. It's again, it's showing attaching only, it's not attached yet. Okay, now it's attached. So let's connect with your EC2 instance and let's check. Nothing will be there, but we can check that path exists. Okay, and if you want to create any files and folders there, you can create it. Anyone, could you please try once, like your AWS also facing the same issues, or because I don't think I have any internet issue.
No, mine is working fine.
Okay. Not a directory. It's not attached yet, or what it's doing. Permission denied, sorry. Hmm. It should show.
I
One
believe
minute.
first you need to do cd space slash, and then we can reach out to that volume, or directly.
Cd space slash, because it is already there, right? Slash is there inside this
No,
dev,
no.
I think.
Remove this, all these things, dev and dev slash SDB. Remove it.
Okay. Hmm.
Remove all of them,
Hmm.
and then give a slash. And now check it again, that path.
Dev will be not here. Dev is here, right?
Yeah.
But we are giving that C. Either you will give this cd forward slash and then, right?
No, it is for
Or else you will directly give
root
it.
directory of the file system.
Ls. Okay, sorry. Where it is, that was SD something, right?
SDB, yeah.
SDB. Yeah,
SDA,
it is
SDB.
there.
There it is.
It
Yeah.
should work, but
CD2 SDB slash.
it's a file or something.
It's a folder.
Yeah,
No,
it's a
that's it.
folder. I'm also able to see this, but
Type CD space
1 minute.
SDB slash.
I had given the same, but it was saying no.
SDB slash, yeah. Okay.
It is not working. It means that it's a file, I think. Let's check it. SDB. Hmm.
SDB. There it is. SDB.
It is there?
Scroll up. Yeah, I saw it. Scroll up. Scroll
Yeah,
up.
it's up.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Yes,
SDB.
SDB.
And it's
It started from L. It's not a directory. It's kind of filed itself. And it's XVDV. Something is there. Hmm. Why it's throwing these things? I think inside this dev only we will get everything right here. 1 minute. Let me check it in volume section. This is also XVDA, right? So let me check. This is the sorry, no such files and directory, not a directory. Okay, let me check with this once. It means that this is one kind of file itself. Okay. So
yeah,
basically, this is the mount point. I think you know about the mount point and all, right, where we can mount our volumes.
Nikita, it's
It's not killing.
XVDB, not A.
No, no, I'm saying about this, right? XVDA,
Okay.
the first root volume. It got stuck now. Last disk, STDN, like a
SDB is
standard
there.
in
It should
output
be
is there. Which one you
SDB.
are saying?
SDB. I can see it right under your cursor.
Yes, yes, SDB is here, right?
Ideally, it should
But
open CD space SDB slash.
see, SDB slash. See,
Yeah.
here you have to understand few things. If you are giving SDB slash, that is also the fine things. Like SDB slash and SDB, there is no difference between this. Okay. So basically, SDB slash you are giving because it's a directory. So you can give this. If you are not giving this slash, then also it is the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing is there, like if you want to go inside a specific, I said like this cd forward slash, right? If you are giving this or else if you are giving this, If you are giving this means inside this first it will go to the forward slash this particular directory, and then inside that it will search for dev. Okay, like this.
Yeah, correct.
Fine. So it is the two step things. One is cd and forward slash, and one is cd forward slash and then dev. Okay, so it is like that.
Are we accessing it as the generic user?
We
Is
can
it
check
the,
this.
could it be the,
Sorry, we can check its ls block. We can check. I think we will get here the volumes. Inside xvda we have xvda 1 and 2 and one more disk I have attached, right? This one. Sorry, this one. xvdv. This is the next volume. So you can check these volumes like this. And some Linux command you should know for this, okay? So 1 minute, let me check few things here.
So, Nikita, we have to
Hmm.
check uh, whether it has the file system or not. That
Sorry,
volume, that volume, it has the file system or not. So,
it
in order
doesn't
to check
have the
that,
file systems, right?
yeah. So,
Hmm.
whenever we create a volume, new volume,
Hmm.
usually it will not have the file system, but just for the class purpose, we can show it by putting the command
Yeah, we have
file.
to create it,
Yeah,
right? mkfs command, right?
MKFS, correct,
Okay.
correct.
Sudo su mkfs command we can use and
No,
we
no, no.
can
First you can show.
create
First
it,
you
right?
can show, not
Hmm.
First you can show that there is no file
Hmm.
system. Yeah,
There is
by
no file
putting file.
system, right? I showed shown you this, right? Here only. ls block. See,
Yeah, it is
here
showing
we
just
have
this,
the file
right?
system, right? But here we don't
Correct,
have any
correct.
file
It is
system, right?
the
Only
file.
the disk
Correct, correct.
it added this 10 GB, right? So basically
Yeah,
these things you should like you will learn mostly in Linux part. So let's create this. I also not have used
I see.
Linux for these things. Majorly will use to use the tools and all, right? So like dev, and then we have xv df, right? Hmm.
XVD,
Does not
DB,
exist
DB,
and no
DB.
size was okay. DFI
No, DB. Yeah.
spelling.
So,
Sorry.
so Nikita, for Ubuntu, we use
Hmm.
ext4, right? ext4. And for
Yes,
Amazon
for the
Linux, I
Linux
think
also we'll use.
XFS, XFS. There is another file system, right?
Okay,
XFS.
is it the different things?
Yeah. Like file system, there are several types, right?
Hmm.
Several types. Among
Hmm.
them, we commonly used to go for XFS.
Hmm.
Yeah, even I think this is
ext4 is
also
yeah,
ext4 also.
ext4 is only for that. We only have few differences, right? It's saying like the file dev xvdf does not exist
No,
and
no,
no size was specified.
DB. It's DB, not DF.
db is for the okay, sorry, it's
Yeah,
xvdb.
it's DB.
Fine. Yes,
Yeah,
so that
now
was
it is
the problem. So now we mounted it, right?
correct.
Now I think we can use this. What was that? XVDB. Sorry. Again, it's this like it mounted
In
it.
order
We have the file systems, right?
no, Nikita. In order to mount, first you have to create a directory. Then you have
Okay,
to mount
sorry.
it.
I forgot that. We have to create a directory for mounting it. Let me give this name as EBS itself. Then we can use mount command. XV, what is that?
DB.
TB, right? I
FPDB?
always forgot that.
Yes.
Okay, it's done. Now the volume you can use in this particular directory, right? EBS directory.
So
You can use it
LSPLC,
using df-h. Sorry.
LSPLC, check it. You can check it. LSPLC. Yeah.
Okay. So now the file system is there. We have mounted it, right? Fine. So this is how we can mount. So let me share some commands. These are the Linux command, but
Now, can you
fine.
explain it once more slowly? It is so much confusing because
Okay, okay. I will explain you. Oh,
please.
1 minute. Okay. So basically, when we have created here the 1 minute, share. Let me share first. Okay. Mhm. See, first of all, what we have done, we have created here the volumes, EBS volume, right? So EBS volume, if you will see, we have selected this mount, like the directory which it has provided, that is this, where it is available here, where it has been attached dev and SDB. Okay, so basically it is present here. Now what we have done, okay, we have done it with XVDA or SDB. Fine, then we have connected with the instance. When we have selected, if you will check the storage blocks, right? In that case, you have to run the command lsblk. This will simply show you all the volumes, and just like in Windows, you have C drive, D drive, like that, right? So it will show like this only. Just assume that this is the root volume, right? So this is your C drive. It have some its file system. Just like that, this is also have its like xvdv. This is one particular file system, and here the mount point is I have given mnt ebase. So instead of this, you can provide this particular like particular path as well, which it is provided here, right? An instance name, oh, sorry, I'm searching it in instance. In ebase, which path it has provided, you can give that path as well here. Okay, so after that, what we have done here, that is the Linux things, like how we can mount our volumes, how we can create here the EBS, sorry, how we can create here the file system within one volume, right? Within one disk. So basically here we have used this command. What is the command here? Huh. This mkfs command. Okay, so it will simply, it stand for make file system. Okay, so it will create a file system, and this will be one file system, that is dev and xvdv, because it is available inside this dev directory. So we have given the path for this particular storage. Okay, and after that, what we have done, we have simply created one directory. Okay, this is the things we have created, one directory, and this is the I have created mount ebase. Instead of that, if you want to create, you can create it dev forward slash and then xvdv. Okay, so you can create it like that, and after creating it, then you have to mount it to that particular directory. So basically, as of now, my this is my volume, and I'm mounting it inside this particular directory. Okay, this is my mount point. Fine. So this is only we have done, and now you can go to this mount, this particular directory, and you can use this particular storage. Just like that, if you will have these storage, as of now I only have one drive. Okay, so you can store your data in C drive, as well as you can go and you can create here the D drive, E drive. You always create, right? And then you store the data there. So it's just like that things. Okay, so you have to understand few things here, like these commands I have shared. But if you want to learn more about this, just go to the like Linux topic and just search for that, how to mount the volume. Okay, so volume mounting in how you can mount the volume in Amazon Linux or in Ubuntu. Like for the Linux operating system, almost Ubuntu and your Amazon Linux and OS all are almost same. Okay, so you can learn for anyone for these things. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I can understand it's bit confusing, because I only have got like I was only confused. So anyone have any doubts, please let me know. I will explain it again if there is any doubt.
I just want to know, after attaching the EBS volume,
Hmm.
what you did till now.
After attaching it, right? So after
Yeah.
attaching it, I have showed you one command. Okay, so basically what I have done, just ignore this 23. Okay, first run this command mkfs hyphen tx, then this command I have executed. Okay, this command, what it has done, it has created file system inside this xvdb. Okay, So this is the 22 command number 22 you have to execute first, and then you have to execute this sudo mkdir mnt ebase. This is the name of your directory and the path which you are providing for mounting your volume. Fine. So basically, and then after creating this particular directory, to this particular directory we are mounting the volume. So you have to execute 22, 26, 27. Okay. And then if you will do df and h, you will be able to see your disk storage which you have added now, the this volume which you have added. Fine. So the command number, let me write it, 22, then 26 and 27. Okay. And then you have to check it 30 as well. Fine. These are the commands which you have to execute it. Got this right?
Ma'am, what is the reason that we should first mount only? So is that we cannot do by without mounting?
Without mounting you cannot use that particular volume, right? Just of like when you are creating, like when you are attaching a hard drive with your laptop, right? So first of all you will mount the volume. So where you specific things is that you are adding one storage, right? So how you are able to, like how you can access that storage, how you can store your data in that storage, for that you should have one mount point, right? One connection you should have, right? So basically because of that, those reasons will mount our volumes there. Okay,
Okay,
so now we
okay, it's
have a
like
specific. Hmm.
just to access the things or content we should mount
Just to
seriously.
use that storage, just to use that storage. Okay, so now if you
Okay,
will use this file system, like if you will use this particular path and this file system, right? In that case, if you will go inside this and if you will use do anything inside that, you are using now this the second ebs volume, not the first one. But if you will do here in your home directory anything, in that case you will use your own direct, like your root volumes. Fine. So basically mounting is because of that reason it's important. Okay. Otherwise you will be not able to like use your storage. Fine.
okay, okay.
Okay.
We got a
Fine.
question here. Like when
Yes.
we attach the volumes, right? We get two options there.
Hmm.
Wherein we have to select one instance, and second option we have to say the device name, right? So can you
We
tell?
have, yes, two options. At device name is just like that mount point where we are giving, like how you are attaching it. See, basically here what we have, when you are creating a volumes, first thing is that you are getting here the where it is, sorry, where I'm creating the volume, right? When I'm attaching this volume, right? And that time, first thing you are asking, like it's asking for the instance ID, in which instance you it is going to create, like it's going to attach, okay? And the second thing is that on which volumes it's going to mount. Okay, so we have already here many one root volume is available, right? So just like whenever you will add the add any drive, any storage in your laptop, right? In that case, you will decide that this storage will we make it which drive, like you can separate it with something, right? So basically that the device name is just like that mount point, that name of the device, main name of that ebs volume specifically, you can say that within that instance you can identify that using that particular device name. Okay, so it was like that you can consider. Fine.
Yeah, but how we identified the beginning where if we are not logged
You
in
can
into the instance and we try to attach it from the
see,
GUI perspective.
let me do one thing, let me detach it and then attach it again. Okay. Okay. So here you can select your instance ID, and here you have to select your device name. So it's giving some recommended device name for Linux. It's dev xvda. You can use dev sd, and any name you can provide in between f to p. You can give any name sd and then f. So these are some specific things, a specific name we should give for the device name, and these are the recommended for the this data volumes, for these volumes. So you can select anyone. There is no like restrictions for this.
Okay,
Okay,
understood.
so you can select anything. Okay,
Yeah, got
but this should be like which I have provided you there, right? 1 minute. And it have some conditions which you can use, like you have to always use dev, and then you have to use sd, and then after this here you can select in between. 1 minute. According to the instance only, it will provide always this SDB. If your instance is Windows, right, in that case, it will provide the device name. It will suggest the device name according to Windows. As of now, my like instance is Linux, right? That's why it is providing it like this. Fine. So SD, and in between F to P, you can give anything.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else having any doubts here? Okay. This is the things like how we can create our EBS volume and how we can attach the EBS volume, right? The next thing is that we need to check with the volumes, and now the next thing we will see, that is EBS snapshot. Okay. So do you know what is snapshot actually?
No.
Anyone know
Backup.
what is snapshot?
Backup.
Okay.
Backup for a copy of that.
Yes, copy of that, and you can, like in general terms, if you will see, everyone take the snapshot, and many people are using here the Snapchat, and many people always take like everyone, like many people have the that, sorry, like you want to take the pictures of everything's, right? Everyone, they specifically girls have that habituations, right? They've always take pictures before having anything, or right. So basically here snapshot is what, it's like capturing the things whatever it is there in front of the camera, right? So here also this EBS snapshot is the same like the normal snapshot, like normal pictures, right? So in the pictures, what you do, you capture something. Okay, and how you capture? Using the camera, like using the device that's name is camera, right? So here what we will do, we also can take the snapshot of EBS. Okay, so why we use this snapshot and why we take the snapshot of EBS volume? To keep the backup. Okay, so basically to keep the backup, if you want to keep the backup, the first thing is that you have to create the different EBS volume, you have to sync those EBS volume. That is the difficult things. So in the time series data, like frequently we will schedule that within 10 days it will take snapshot, within 15 days, within 20 days we will take the snapshot. Like that we can automate that taking the snapshot using some script. Okay, and those are not the like AWS scripts or something, that there we can write the Terraform script, or we can write the shell script, and we can automate these things. Okay, so we will not see those things now, but snapshot of like EBS snapshot are nothing but to keep the EBS volume backups, we'll use the snapshot. So what this snapshot will contain, right? So this snapshot will contain all the EBS volumes content. Like just assume that now, as of now, I have the EBS volume that your easy to instance have used as a root volume. So whatever the things you will be having inside this EBS volume, even the softwares, even the files, folders, everything, that will be get captured within this particular snapshot. And if you will, like if you want the another volumes, right? So this snapshot is just like the template, one binary file, just like your AMI is there, right? ISO image. So it's just like the AMI of AMI is for instance, and this EBS snapshot is for EBS volume. So now if you want to create a EBS volume, you can create it using this EBS snapshot. So basically, from what's this things is that EBS volume, I have said that first thing is that it's a availability zone specific, right? So if it is a aged specific, just want first scenario is that if you want one instance, okay, first scenario is that if you want one instance, that is that you want in different availability zone. Like if your instance is there, it's in AP South 1B, and now your EBS volume is present in AP South 1A, and now you want the same EBS volume because the contents and all everything you want the same in your that particular instance which is present in AP South 1B. So in that case, what you can do, you cannot attach this AP South, like you have just assume that you can't attach AZ1 EBS volume to AZ2, right? So in that case, what we can do, we can create a snapshot of that AZ1 volume. So from AZ1 volume, we'll create a snapshot. Okay, and the snapshot is the region specific service. Okay, it's a region specific. So your EBS volume is it's a agent specific, but your snapshot is region specific. Now from this snapshot you will create a volume, right? Because this snapshot is nothing but a template, a binary file, right? So from this you will create ebs volume to get to attach it with any instance, right? So in that case, this volume you have to specify here, this volume you want it in agent 1 or agent 2 or agent 3. You will get the option here in which availability zone you want to create. Whether if you want to create it in agent 3, you have to specify that. Okay, then after creating it in agent 3, you can attach it with the instance which is present in agent 3. It's like that. Okay, so the first scenario is that if you want to use the same EBS volume in different availability zone, in that case you will create snapshot. And in the second scenario, the same thing, if you just assume that your one EBS volume is present in agent 1 in your Mumbai region, right? And the same EBS volume you also want it in Tokyo region or North Virginia region. It means that in different region, right? So in that case also your snapshot will help. Okay, so what we will do in that case, we'll create from volume, we will create snapshot. And then if we want, like as I said, that this snapshot is region specific service, right? So if you want to use that particular volume in different region, in that case from this snapshot what you will do, first you will copy snapshot. Okay, so you will copy this snapshot. So how, where you will copy the region where you want to like create the volume. So I want to create the volume in Tokyo region, so I will copy this snapshot to Tokyo region. After copying to this Tokyo region, let's go to the Tokyo region, and there we, using the same snapshot, we will create volume. Fine, and then we'll attach it with the instance in that specific availability zone. Fine, this is the second scenario. First scenario, if you want to create a volume across availability zone, then you will create snapshot, and then from snapshot you will create volume. Second, if you want to use that same volume in different, if you want the same volume in different region, in that case you will first create the snapshot, and the next step is that you will copy the snapshot to the particular region, and then from that snapshot again you will create a volume, and then you will attach it with instance, and then you can use it. Fine. So this is clear. These two scenarios is clear. Any confusions here? Am I
Yes.
going fast?
No, nothing like past. I believe earlier you said that EBS volume is also region specific.
EBS volume, I said availability zone specific. From the starting itself, I was saying the same thing, right?
Availability zone specific. Okay.
Yeah, it's a availability zone specific, agent specific. Okay. So EBS volume is agent specific, but EBS snapshot is region specific. See, EC2 was your region specific service.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. So EBS volume, I have explained multiple times the same thing, like it's a agent specific. Okay, and don't forget it, because sometimes you can get the MCQ questions somewhere, like if you are giving any assessments and all, right? In that case, you will get these questions. Fine.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, these two scenarios are there, and as well as one more scenario is that backup. To keep the backup of your EBS volume, we'll use snapshot. So these are three use cases of this EBS snapshot. So basically in real time, always will create like this EBS volume snapshot automatically will simply schedule a time periods. Within that specific time period, it will capture your backup. Okay, and one more thing is there, how it captured the like how it captured this snapshot, right? So here, one thing is that just assume that you have one instance and there you have one EBS volume. Now, once you will click, you will select your EBS volume, and then you will click on create snapshot. Just like that, when you want to capture any picture, right? So when you will click on that capture option, right? So at that time, whatever will be there in front of your camera at that point of time, right? It will capture those things only. So here also the same thing. When you will create, like when you will click on create snapshot, it will capture whatever the things is present in that particular ebase volume. Just assume that you are creating some, like you have executed some shell script and you are creating multiple files, right? Just assume that you have specified file 1, file 2, and file 3. So if it is in process, now your instance is not in stop state and this someone has executed this particular script. Now just assume that it only has created file 1 and this file 2 and file 3 is running, right? So then if you will click on create snapshot, it will only capture this file 1, file 2 and file 3 will be not available. So because of this reason, it's recommended that whenever you want to take the snapshot, just stop your instance. Okay, you can take snapshot of running instance, but it's recommended that if you want to take snapshot, just stop your instance. But it's not possible if you're running your just assume that you are using your instance for production purpose, right? You cannot stop your instance to take snapshot. So in that case, you always need to take snapshot in running state itself. Okay, but AWS recommend this. Clear? Okay, so this is few points about this EBS snapshot. And now if you want to check see how we can do it, how we can create the snapshot and all, we can see the hands-on. So basically these things, just leave it. And okay, so let's see. The same thing we have for AMI as well. Okay, so I am going to show you how to create how to create snapshot from EBS volume, how to copy this snapshot, like how to create the volume from this snapshot. Okay, and how to create how to copy this snapshot to another region. I'm going to show these few things. Okay, but here we will discuss AMI, right? So we will see the details, the detailed hands-on about this with this AMI. So AMI, just here the EBS is the snapshot for your only your EBS volume, right? But this AMI is the snapshot of your instance, the entire instance. Fine. So we will see hands-on with the AMI, and almost your EBS snapshot is and AMI is almost same. We will see these things. Okay, we will see the hands-on. First, let's see about this EBS volume snapshot. So basically, if you will see here, you have one EBS volume that is in use, and this is only my EBS volume. Okay. So basically, if you want to create EBS volume of any if you want to create the snapshot of this EBS volume, you have to go to the action and click on create snapshot. So when you will click on create snapshot, it will ask for the name of the snapshot itself and nothing much. Okay, and you can directly create it. And if you want to encrypt the data here, it will also ask for that things. Okay, so here you can give the description for this EBS volume. So if you want, I'm giving this descriptions like demo itself, and it is saying that encryption is not encrypted. So this EBS volume snapshot is not going to the data inside this particular snapshot will be not encrypted. Why? Because my EBS volume was not encrypted, right? But let's create a snapshot, and then but when you will create EBS volume from this particular snapshot, you will get this options called if you want to encrypt your data in that EBS volume. Okay, so it's not like that if you have snapshot of the EBS volume that is not encrypted, but you can create from that same EBS volume, you can create your EBS volume, and you also can encrypt the data. Okay, so basically here you can click on create snapshot. Now here it will create snapshot where you will be able to see it here in snapshot sections. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, few snapshot I have here. Okay, I forgot to delete it, and delete the snapshot as well. Okay, because it's charged almost same with the as a EBS volume. Okay, so it's pending, but it will you can create the EBS volume from this. So I have already few EBS volume, right? So I'm going to show you how to create the EBS volume from this snapshot. So let's go to the action, and here you have to you will get the options called create volume from snapshot. Okay, you can click on this. You can select the volume type here. Even if your snapshot have the volume type like cold HDD or GP2 or anything, like if you want to change it, you can change it while creation of your volume. Okay, you have to change it, and here its size is 1 GB, but if you want to increase or decrease it, you can do it. Fine. As well as here you have to select the availability zone. The data whatever you will have inside that EBS volume, that will comes to this EBS volume. That's the things only. If you want to encrypt it, you can encrypt it, and you have to click on create EBS, create the volume. After creating volume, if you want to attach it, if you will see here, you will be able to see this standard sorry, GP3 is there, 1 GB is there, right? So it's available. If you want to attach it directly, you can go to the action and then you can attach it with your volume. Next thing is that if you have a snapshot and you want the same snapshot in different region, right? So in that case, what you will do, go to the action and here you have to click on copy snapshot. Okay, so when you will click on copy snapshot, here you have to select the reason in which region you want to copy this snapshot. So here you can check the code. If you want it in North Virginia, you have to search for US East 1. So let's select for the US East 1. Here you can see US East 1 if you want to copy this to North Virginia. Next, what you have to do, you have to, if you want to encrypt this, you can encrypt it and then click on copy snapshot. Okay, so I'm not copying it now because I will show the hands-on with AMI. Okay, so now if you will copy this snapshot to the North Virginia region, you have to go to this North Virginia region, right? And here you have to go to the EC2 EC2 service. Okay, and in within that EC2 service, you have to go to the snapshot. You will be able to see your snapshot here. Okay, here it will be available if you will copy it. So whenever you will copy your snapshot from one region to another region, it will take like minimum it will take 15 minutes. Okay, 10-15 minutes minimum it will take. Fine, so it will take more time. So let's see the same things here. So is it clear how to create the snapshot and how to copy it, how to create volume from snapshot, right? It's clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay. Then now we will discuss about this AMI. Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me connect the charger. Okay. Yeah. So here, let's discuss about this AMI now. So AMI, we already have seen this and we already have used this, right? So AMI is nothing but it's stand for Amazon Machine Image, right? So basically how this AMI will work, this AMI is nothing but it's a binary file, right? So as we already know, it's a binary file and which will have everything about the instance which it required. Like we will have the softwares, we have operating systems, right? We have all the files and folders, whatever you will be having inside your EC2 instance, it will capture everything. Okay, so it will capture everything if you will like if you will take this AMI then. Okay, so AMI is just like the snapshot of your entire instance. So the same thing you can do, like AMI is region specific, as you know that EC2 instance is also region specific, right? So from we will launch one EC2 instance, and from that in that EC2 instance we'll install something. Just assume that you will deploy your applications. So what are the scenario when we can use this AMI, right? So the first and the important scenario is that just assume that you want to deploy your application, right? So now you want to deploy your web application. Okay, so if you want to deploy, just assume that you have the package that is .var. I think you guys have already have created this package .var using Maven, right? In your DevOps session. So now, if you want to deploy this .var, on which tool, like which software you will use, which application you will use? Tomcat. Do you know about this Tomcat? Have you guys used this?
Yeah, that the
Yeah.
application server.
Okay. So what is this? It's simply a server which is going to host your web application, right? So basically, just assume that you want to deploy your AWR application, web application. So you have to create one instance, right? So first of all, you should have the server, and inside this server, you should install Tomcat and you should configure the Tomcat, and then you will deploy your application, right? So just assume that your traffic is get increased, and you like in real time, we are not going to deploy our application in one server. We'll always have multiple servers for one application. Okay, so at minimum we should have the three server for one application. So basically, just assume that you should have here the five server. You want five servers for your application. Okay, and just assume that one server you want in Mumbai region, and four server you want in Tokyo region, right? So in that case, what you have to do, you have to launch EC2 instance in Mumbai region. You have to install your Tomcat, and then you have to configure the Tomcat. Then you have to deploy your app.var file in that Tomcat, right? Then what you will do? Next thing, you will go to the Tokyo region. There you one by one you will launch four instance, and again in all of those four instance, you will install Tomcat, you will configure Tomcat, then you will deploy your application. So is it difficult to do these things like one task you are doing repeatedly, right? For each of the servers you are installing Tomcat, you are configuring Tomcat, and then you are deploying your application. Instead of doing that things, what we can do, in we will launch one server, and inside that server we will install Tomcat, we will configure the Tomcats, we will deploy our application file, our app.var, and then we will create AMI. Okay, so AMI is just, you can say that it's a backup of your instance. That is also one thing, but the major use of AMI is here. Okay, so here what I will do, I will create a AMI. This AMI will capture everything within this server, whatever I have, right? So basically, it have all the Tomcat installed, configured. Our application is also present in within this AMI, right? So now, if I want to launch five servers, even 10 servers, what I will use the same AMI, and I will launch the instance. When you will launch the instance, already in that particular instance, you will get the Tomcat. You don't need to do anything. You will get your application as well. Okay, even you don't need to deploy your applications. You will get everything there. So the one step is that if you want to create multiple app server, you have to create one server, create the AMI, and use this AMI to create multiple application server. Okay, so this is why we will use AMI, and this is how we can use this AMI is that first we'll create server, we'll do the modifications, like whatever we want, we will install all of those things, and then we'll create the AMI. And this from this AMI we can create multiple instance within one region. This is within one region, okay, because AMI is also a region specific service. Now I have given example like one server you want in like we want in Mumbai region, but four server we want in Tokyo region, right? So in that case, what we will do? So one, just assume that one server I have created in Mumbai region, and now I have created AMI, right? But I want to create another servers in Tokyo region. So in at that time, what we will do after creation of AMI, we will copy AMI. Okay, we will copy AMI to another region. So just here I have given the example of Tokyo region. So we will copy it to Tokyo region, and then in this just go to the Tokyo region, go to the AMI sections. You will get the AMI there. It will take some time. It will take more than 15 minutes to copy your AMI from one region to another region, because it's copying everything from your Mumbai data center to the Tokyo data center. Obviously, it will take more time, right? So from that AMI, you can create your instance then from there. So this is the process which we can follow for creating the AMI and to use the AMI. So let's see the hands-on for this. Okay. So now I already have one instance here, right, which we have installed. Which we have already have connected here as well, right? So Let's go to the cd home and ec2 user. I'm going to use the same. Okay, so now if you will check the pwd, I am inside this home and ec2 user directory. Now what I'm doing, I'm creating some file. Let's create some file like file1, file2, file3. Three files I have created, and let's create some directory dir1, dir2, dir3. If you want to add some contents inside this file, let's add some content inside file. Okay, hi. Okay, so in file 1, I have added the content that says hi, if you will check. So what I have done exactly inside this instance, inside this particular path, home ec2 user directory, I have created three files and three directories. And inside the file 1, I have added one content that is hi. So these things I have done. Next thing, if you will check the git-fn version, git is not there as of now. What I'm doing, I'm installing it. Yum install git-y. Okay, so let's see. Hmm. We will install few things so that we will get there, like we will be able to see whether our all this installed softwares is coming to that AMI or not, right? So I have installed git. If you will check the git-hyphen version, you will be able to see here the git. What if you want to install something else? Let's install the Java hyphen 17th version. I'm going to install -y. Okay, it installed. If you want to check this Java version, you can check it. It's running 17.0.14. Let me know if I want to if I have to install anything else. Yum install httpd. Let's take the same thing. Done. So if you will check this service httpd status, it's in stop state. Okay, so see, if you will create AMI, and it will always take this particular service, like this package it will take in that capture it in that AMI, but if it will be in running state also, it will get stopped. Let's restart this service and we'll check it. Okay, so let's start it. And now if you will check, sorry, status, it's in active and running state. So what I have done exactly in this particular instance, I have created in this server, first I have created three file 1 with the content hi. Okay, and I have created file 2 and file 3, and as well as I have created dir1, dir2 and dir3. Then what I have done, I have installed git. I have installed java 17. It's java 17.0.14, it was there, right? Then I have installed httpd and started, like httpd is in running state, right? So I have done these changes in my ec2 instance. What I want, I am going to create AMI for this ec2 instance. Just assume that these things I required for, like I want one more instance and with the same configurations. In that case, we will create the AMI. So how we'll create AMI? Let's go to the instance, select the instance here, go to the action, and here you have to select here image and templates, right? And click on create image. Okay, so image is nothing but this AMI image, Amazon machine image, right? Select it, and here you have to give the image name. So I'm giving demo httpd because I have httpd inside that instance, so I'm giving the same name. If you want to give the description, I'm simply giving git. It is there, git is there, httpd is there, and java is there. Okay, so you can select some, you can give some description for this. And then here the volume is there, like my instance, if you will check, this instance have the 8 GB of volume. If you want to increase it, you can increase it. If you want to add more volumes, you can add it. Okay, and then you can click on create image. Okay, so now if you will see here, we have like this AMI has been created, but if it's in pending state, okay, so always it will be like, it will take more time. So as I already have told you, it will take almost 5 to 10 minutes. So till that time, if you want to practice, like if you want to create your instance and configure your instance, then please do it, because it will take some time. Okay, almost it will take 5-10 minutes. So till now, everyone, it's clear? Is it clear?
So it is just like the cloning of the instance
Yes.
we have already created.
Yes.
What is
Okay.
the advantage of doing this?
I already have explained you, right? If you want multiple servers like the same way, right? Just I have explained the same thing. Like if you want, just assume that you have deployed you have 2-3 web application, and you want 2-3 different Tomcat server with the same configuration. 3 servers you need with the same configuration. You want their the Java, you want their Git, you want their HTTPD, right? So if you will not use AMI, you have to launch instance, and then again and again you have to install everything. You have to configure the server, right? Instead of configuring your server again and again, what you can do, you can use this AMI, and like you can create AMI of one server, and using that AMI you can create the replica of that particular, those particular instance. Like the same kind of instance you can create using this AMI, just like the copy of instance you are creating. Okay, so
Yes.
it's like the same, and mostly we will use it while we deploy our application on our private subnets. So those things, that things we will discuss when we will discuss the VPC, right? So we will do one application, sorry, we will do one project. In that project, we will create a scalable infrastructures to deploy our application. Okay, scalable and secure infrastructures will create. At that time, I will explain you how we are using AMI also. Okay, so basically, this is the purpose of using AMI, that we should have the backup of our instance application server, as well as we will have all the we should have all the configuration about the application server, so that whenever if anyone want to create application server, we will not have a single application server. We will have it in sometimes in different account also will have, right? So development will have different AWS account. For QA will have different AWS account. So in that case, we'll always use AMI. Okay, and using some VPC pairings and all, we can share this AMI.
We'll charge for a separate AMI, separate price, right?
Yes, for AMI it will charge. Okay, and like however it's charging for the EC2 instance, right? The AMI also will charge the same way. Fine. It will not charge as an instance cost, but it will charge for the your storage cost.
Means,
Fine.
yes, we will create 4-5 MIs. It will charge for 4 and 5 like that only. How many we are
Yes, it will
creating per
charge for
day?
all of your AMI, but only the storage cost. Like when you will stop your instance, it will charge only for the EBS volume, right? So
Yes,
just like that, AMI also will charge only for that. When the your instance is running, then only it will charge for your instance. Fine.
yes.
Okay. And Visali, like AMI is the entire, like it's a snapshot for your entire instance, but your EBS snapshot is only the snapshot for your EBS volume. Okay, means it's a EBS snapshot is only the, it's only capturing the storage, but your AMI is capturing everything within your instance, whatever the things you have, including your operating systems and all, everything it's going to capture. Okay.
But ma'am, in a volume, it contains everything, right? What are the
Yes, it
storages?
contains everything, but not in a proper way, right? See, in a volume, if you are capturing your snapshot also, right?
Oh,
So in that case, like whenever you are launching your EC2 instance, it's always allowing you to use AMI, not it's not allowing you to use the different EBS volume, right? So with that AMI, whenever you are whenever you are using that particular AMI, it's having a default root volume, EBS volume, right? You cannot change it. Okay, so basically all configurations should be there. So here, if you will have multiple EBS volumes within one instance, okay, that also it will capture, not only a single EBS volume. So basically, EBS volume snapshot we will use only for the not for the root volume, for the other volumes, okay, which you are using for storing your data and all. For that, we will take the snapshot in like EBS snapshot. Otherwise, if you want to capture everything like the softwares and operating systems and all, in that case, we will always use AMI. Fine.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Anyone else have any doubts? Okay. So it's still pending, but we can copy it. So please check it, please see it here. Okay. So basically, if you want to use the same AMI in different reason, how should we how we can copy this to another reason, right? So go to the action. You will get here the options called copy AMI. So here the AMI name you should specify and the reason you have to select here. As I said that we are going to use Tokyo region, right? So just select the Tokyo region and then click on copy the AMI. And if you are doing this hands-on, please remember it to delete your AMI from your Tokyo region. Fine. It's still pending. It will take, okay, it's available. So everyone, uh, shall I continue? Can I continue now?
Yes.
Okay, fine then. Okay, so basically here if you will see now it's available means we can use this particular AMI now. Okay, so here you have two options. You can select the AMI from here and you can launch the instance from AMI. You can directly do this, or else we can use our instance like launch our instance as we launch every time. Okay, so basically let's click on launch instance. So as I said that AMI types I just forgot to explain you. Okay, so there are in AWS provide you many categories of AMI. Okay, so here we have some quick start AMI. Quick start AMI means it's categorized according to the operating systems. Okay, and this is provided by the AWS itself. And if you will click on browse AMI here, you will see here the four categories. Okay, so one is the quick start AMI, that is frequently used AMI will be here by the AWS. Okay, and then you have here the AWS marketplace AMI. So here AWS and its third party trusted third party AMIs is there. Okay, so basically as of now it's not loading yet. Okay, so it will provide some AMI here, as well as you will have this community AMI. If you will create AMI and if you will make it public, that will comes under this particular community AMI. So in this case, anyone has been created it and made it public, so that AMIs will be here. So you can search it with the simply a few things. Just assume that you want it with Tomcat. So I think you will get it somewhere. 911. So in this community AMI, anyway, you will get it. Okay. So you can get some few AMI from here. If you want a specific configurations within your inside your instance, you can search for this AMI here. So here, if you will see in marketplace AMI, you will get all of these things from the Apache Tomcat server on Windows. You are getting it from the trusted third party, means directly it is given by the Apache. That's why it's in marketplace AMI, but this will be chargeable. Okay, so basically here quick start AMI, marketplace AMI, community AMI, and which AMI which you have created in your account, that is here in my AMI. Okay, so let me remove this filter first. Okay, so this is your AMI, that is demo HTTPD, and it's given some description, that is git HTTPD Java I have given, and this is the AMI ID. as well as it's simply providing you some details like publish date and your root device's ebs volume. Okay, so it simply provided some things. So now let's see, if you want to launch your instance with your AMI, how you will do it, right? So click on launch instance, and then in this AMI sections, instead of quick start and other AMIs, you have to click on my AMI. When you will select it, whatever AMI, like if you have created multiple AMI, it will list out it, but as of now I only have one AMI, that is demo httpd. So it's written here on by me and shared with me. If someone have shared this AMI with you, at that time you will get it and shared with me. Okay, so just click on owned by me, and this demo AMI is here, and select the instance type. We select the key pair, that is key one, and then I'm not going to do anything here in advance. If you will see, this is the root volumes 8 GB GP3. Okay, so the same thing which we had in our EBS volume, and launch the instance. So your instance is launched. Let it be running first. Okay, now it's running. Sorry, I just forgot to give the name of this. Okay, so you can give any name. AMI test. Fine. So let's connect with this instance. This is the AMI test one, right? Let's connect it with this particular instance, and let's check our checklist. So first is we have to check file 1, file 2, file 3 is available or not. Okay, so all it should be available inside the home directory and EC2 user directory, right? Inside EC2 user directory only we have created that particular file, so it should be available here. Okay, so now let's check this PWD first. I'm in root directory. Let's go inside the home and then EC2. Okay, now if you will check the ls, see file 1, file 2, file 3 as well as dir1, directory 2 and directory 3 is also available. Let's check this file 1. Okay, so content is also there inside this file. Let's check the git version. Next is git, right? So let's check this git version. So git F1 version. So the same version of git which was there inside this particular. Okay, so if I can't check it now, so you can check this previous instance also, if like you will get the same git version. And if you will check the Java version, let's check this Java version as well. It is 17.0.14, which I have copied here, right? Okay, the same thing if you want to check this HTTPD service. So let's see service HTTPD status. So it's an inactive state because service, whenever you will stop your instance and restart your instance, the service will get automatically stop, right? Just like Jenkins, whenever you will restart your instance, you have to restart Jenkins again and again, right? So the same thing with the HTTPD. So basically in this case, when we have created AMI, it's just like the stopped instance, right? So when we have created instance from this stop instance, you have to restart these services. Fine. So this is how AMI work. Now let's see, let's go to the Tokyo region because there we have copied our AMI, right? So let's go to the Tokyo region. Even it's not opening, means it's the issue with my internet itself. Fine. So if you will check it in AMI sections in Tokyo region, I just went to this AMI sections, and here if you will check this is now available. Okay, it takes some time, but now it is available. Now if you want to launch instance from here, you can click on this and you can launch instance from here. But if you want to launch instance from in general, like how you create, so click on launch instance, and the same way how we have created in Mumbai region, the same way we will create it here, right? So let's give the name. Here I'm giving AMI test Tokyo region. Okay, now select this Amazon Linux, select this my AMI, and my AMI, that is here, demo HTTPD selected, T2 micro is there, and the key pair you have to select here. So let me give the name of this key pair as An and click on create key pair. Okay, so it's done. And now network settings, I don't want anything. Let's launch this instance. Fine. So now here you have this instance. Let's connect with this instance and let's check whatever the configuration we have specified, that is present or not. Okay. Again, it will take some time. Okay, it's done. So let's go to the home and then easy to use a directory. Okay, if you will do ls, everything is present there. If you will check git version, it is available there. If you will check java version, it is available there. If you will check service httpd status, it is also available there. Fine. So like this, you can create AMI, you can copy this AMI from one region to another region. Okay, so this is all about your AMI creations. So any doubts, anyone have any doubts here? So if you are copying this AMI from different to the different region, please terminate your EC2 instance and then delete your AMI. Otherwise, always see, I always use Mumbai region, right? So I never check this Tokyo region or North Virginia region. If any one of the resource will be there, so it will charge me. Okay, it will cost me. So basically, instead of doing that things at that point of time only, please delete all resources. Fine. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any doubt. Anyone? No doubts, right?
No doubt. No.
Okay, fine. So, do you want to try it? And when you want to delete your AMI, you have to do this deregistered AMI. Okay, if you will disable it again, you have to enable it and then you have to deregister it. Otherwise, you will be not able to delete it. Okay, directly do the deregister. That is only deleting your AMI. Okay, so do you guys need time to practice it? Otherwise, we can start with this S3. Please let me know. No one is responding.
I did it parallelly, so I'm done with it.
Okay, you did parallelly. What about others? Abhishek, Siddharth, Shivani?
Ma'am, I'll try after.
Okay.
I'll try it again after once the lecture is done, because
Okay, so you will try after the class, right?
yeah, because parallelly I'm
It's
doing my
okay if
own.
you want to. It's okay if you guys want to practice it. I can give you the 10 minutes because already it's 9:30,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So then we can do some revisions about these topics. Then we will not start the new topic today.
sure, sure.
Okay.
That will be fine.
So if you
Yes,
want time, I can give you today.
sure.
Like it's not hurry, right? So don't need to. So if you want to try it, just try it one now only. Okay.
Okay,
Because if
sure.
you will have any doubts, you can ask me. Anyone else who already have done it? I think Rahul have done, right? What's your name?
Yeah.
Rahul. Yeah, you have done, right?
Yeah.
What about others? Anyone else have completed it? Nidhi? Okay. Okay, fine then. Till that time, I'm deleting my all these resources. Okay, let me know once done.
Neither by that time, can you share me the link if you have made for
Sorry.
GitHub? GitHub.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Tell me.
Can you share me the GitHub link if you have
Yes,
made?
sure. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me share it with you. Mm, let me check if I can rename the name of this. We can rename it from here, right? We have started class in April itself, right? April 2025. Is it done? Yes, done. Okay. Okay, what about others? Is it done?
No,
If
not
it's
yet.
done, sorry? Abhishek?
Not at all.
Okay. How much time you need?
2 minutes.
Okay. Okay, fine. Is it done, guys?
Please let me know if it's done.
Yes, done.
Okay. What about others? It's done?
Yes.
Sachin, Siddharth. Okay, done, right? Okay, fine then. Okay, so I have deleted all the resources. Please delete all resources, including your snapshot, even AMI. Okay, so all of these things I have deleted. Only the I think AMI is left. So let me delete the AMI as well. So deregister the AMI. Okay, after deleting this AMI, you can delete this snapshot which your AMI has been used. Okay, so when you will create AMI, it will also create one snapshot. Okay, so it will use the same snapshot to create the volume for your EC2 instance. So after deletion of your AMI only, you can delete this particular snapshot. The next topic in like we all already have discussed everything about the EBS volume. We have discussed the instance types, like about the EC2 instance, we have discussed everything, right? We have discussed about the AMI, we have discussed about the elastic block storage means EBS volume. Now security group, elastic IP address, and all these things we already have discussed. So now we are not like we have to learn few more things in under this EC2 service, that is auto scaling group, load balancer, all of those things. Okay, but now we have started with the storage. So first we will learn all the storage service, then again we will come to this EC2 service, and here we will learn our auto scaling group and load balancer. Clear? So first of all, let's discuss about this S3. So I already have told you few things. It's a object storage, right? So what is object storage? I have explained already, right? What is object storage? No one is saying anything. Okay. So object storage is nothing but it's going to store your object as it is inside that storage. Okay. So basically your S3 is going to store your object. S3 stand for your simple storage service. Okay, so it have some like some specific points and which is not included here. Okay, if you don't mind, I can open my handwritten notes that I have. Let me share that. So please don't mind the writings and all. Okay, I have some history handwritten notes and each and every points are written here. Okay, so you can check this handwritten notes if you want to learn S3 in very details, right? So at that time, the small point is also mentioned here. Okay, so basically, if you will see here, when I was learning that time, I have created this notes. Okay, so few more advanced topic, it's included here. So we will see that as well. Fine. So basically, it's nothing but we always call it as a storage for the internet, just like the EBS volume was like pen drive, right? So here S3 is just like your Google Drive. So whatever the features you have for your S3, the same features you will have for your Google, like whatever features you will have for Google Drive, the same features you will have for S3. Okay, so here S3 stands for simple storage service, and we also call it as a storage for the internet. Why? Because somewhere it's going to store your data over the internet, like in your internet, it's going to store it. So via internet, we are going to access our storage. So it has a simple web services interface for a simple storing and retrieving of any amount of data anytime from anywhere on the internet. Okay, so it's already have one web service interface. Okay, so that web service interface, if you will talk about in this console, you can directly check it S3. Again, it's slow. Okay, so in console itself, it's providing you the web service interface. This is the web service interface. If you will see, it will open one page, and that here you can create your S3 storage and you can use your S3 storage. Okay, so it's providing a separate web service interface. So S3 have its own interface using which like you can use, like you can store your objects, you can store your data, you can retrieve your data using the same interface. Fine. So basically, if you will see, S3 is object-based storage.
Sure, I will upload, okay? If no one will have problems with this handwritten notes, I will upload it, okay? So basically, is it like readable? Can you read it properly?
Yes, it is.
It is a
Yes, ma'am.
beautiful
I have uploaded
handwriting.
it 5, 6 years ago, so
Yeah, we can read it.
okay, then it's fine. Okay, so S3 is object-based storage. We can I already have explained you these things. S3 is object-based storage. It means that it's going to store the data as a object, right? Next thing, you cannot install operating system on S3. S3 is non-bootable object. Sorry, non-bootable storage. Just like EBS have two types. One is bootable one is non-bootable one. Like SSD is bootable one and HDD is non-bootable, right? So your EBS volume that you have used for root volume, but this S3 is not the like it's a non-bootable storage. It means that you cannot make it as a root volume. You cannot install operating system on this. So basically, why you use this? You are not installing operating system, you are not installing softwares on this storage, right? So why you are using operating system? So basically, why you are using this S3? So S3 we are generally using to store our objects, to store the data. Objects means nothing but our data like the files, image, videos, right? So those are the things only we are going to store it here. So when you will store a complete video, so it will store it as a complete video only in this buckets. So basically we prefer to store our images and videos on this S3. Okay, so mostly we'll use we'll use S3 to store image, videos, all of these kind of data. Okay, so S3 has a distributed data store architecture where objects are redundantly stored in multiple locations. So basically, if you will see, S3 is region specific service. Okay, so S3 is region specific service, but you cannot check here the availability zone as it's a completely a region specific service. So whenever you are creating a S3 bucket, like whenever you are creating any S3 storage, you can only see that this S3 storage belongs to Mumbai region, Tokyo region, North Virginia region, like that. Okay, but within one region, as you already know that within one region, minimum we should have 3 availability zone, right? So now, what it is saying, whenever you are creating a S3 storage, okay, so that S3 storage will not only it will not create only in one availability zone. It will be like distributed across multiple availability zone. Okay, so it will store in that architecture where the object will be stored in multiple locations. Okay, so you cannot see that in which availability zone it has stored these objects. So few objects will be there in AZ1, few objects will be there in AZ2, and few objects will be there in AZ3. It's like that. So you cannot see these things. Okay, but S3 is going to store the data in distributed manner like this. Fine. Next, you have data stored in a bucket. Okay, so basically the storage, the container where we are storing the object in S3, we call that as a S3 bucket. Okay, so S3 bucket is nothing but the flat container of object where we are storing our object. So here we'll will not call it like S3 storage. We'll always call it like a S3 bucket. Okay, so bucket is nothing but it's a container where we'll store our objects, right? So maximum capacities of one bucket is 5 terabyte. Okay, so you can have the objects like when you will create a bucket, you don't have to specify the size of like your storage size. Just in case of EBS volume, right? So when you created your EBS volume, in that case, you have specified how much storage you want, 10 GB, 10 GB, 8 GB, like that, 100 GB, like that, right? So here we don't need to specify it, but the maximum size is 5 terabyte. So if you have created a bucket and that bucket is occupying 5 GB of data, at that time it will only charge for 5 GB. Means that bucket size will be 5 GB. If you will store 10 GB of data, that time the bucket size will be 10 GB. It's like that. It will expand like this. Okay. So we will not pre-allocate any storage. But the maximum capacity of one bucket is 5 terabyte. Okay. You can create folders inside your bucket. Okay, so inside one bucket, if you want to create multiple folders to distribute your different files, right? You can do it, and it is also available through the console. We will see how we can create it. Okay, next you cannot create a nested bucket. Okay, so we already have seen it's a flat container. So inside one bucket, if you want to create another bucket, that is not possible. Okay, so whenever you will like create one bucket, inside one bucket, like nested bucket you cannot create. Okay, and the next thing is that bucket ownership is non-transferable. Okay, just you already have learned the Linux, right? Sorry. So in Linux, you have some files, right? So when you want to switch, like when you want to change the owner of the file, which command you use? Do you know how to change the ownership of files in Linux? We
Yes.
use something called chown command, right? What that does? What that exactly
It
does?
changes the ownership, for example, root user to DevOps admin, like that, for example.
Yes. So just assume that my username is Nikita. What I'm doing, I have created one file called file1. Now I want that I just want to make someone else this user. Okay, like the owner I want to make someone else. Just assume that I want to make Abhishek as the owner of this file. So I will use directly this chown command and I will change the ownership of this particular file. Then I will be not no more the owner of this file one. Abhishek will be the owner of this file, right? But in case of S3, you cannot do it. Who has created the file, he will be only the owner. You cannot change the ownership. Okay. Next thing is that, oh, sorry. S3 bucket is reason specific service. I already have told you these things, right? If you can have like you can have up to 100 buckets per account. So one bucket can have 5 terabyte objects, okay? Can have the size of 5 terabyte, maximum capacity is there. And you can have up to 100 buckets per account across all the regions, okay? So it's include all regions bucket. So it will count all regions bucket. So there is no limitations with the region, okay? But you can have maximum 100 buckets. But if you want to expand the buckets, like if you want more buckets, you have to request to the AWS. They will provide you the more buckets. Fine. Now, let's see a few things here. Like we have here some S3 bucket naming rules. So tomorrow we'll see the hands-on, like how we'll create the S3 buckets and all, right? So in that case, we will see the first the naming rules, and then we'll see the hands-on, how we can create it, and then bucket versioning and all many things are there. Okay. So till now, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Any doubts do you guys have?
No, you can. May you please share those notes on
Yeah,
the.
sure. I will share these notes. I will upload that. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And few people are there who are not responding, like Janab. Okay, Sanju. Please be interactive. If you will have any doubts, please let me know. Okay.
Nikita, you haven't sent the link.
Mm, I have shared the link, right?
Didn't get it.
Okay, directly I have shared to Vishali. I see, because problem was that she has sent the message, right? So in meeting group chat, I thought like I have shared there. Now you got it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mm. Everyone participated, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So please practice it and please revise the topics. And if you will have any doubts, we can clear it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then fine. We can wind up the session for today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah.